favorite. I love you all the same.
No, you don't.
Who's your
She
favorite
does.
mother?
That's always a lie as well.
And blasting on. Welcome back to another episode of Sturniolo Saturdays. That's right. Today we have a very, very special guest. I don't know if you know who this is, but this is my mom.
Hello.
Yeah, say hi if you want to say hi.
Hello.
Okay, so I brought my mom today because we're gonna be watching the Sturniolo Mom video that was requested. Mom answers triplets about mom being triplets. Okay, this is the one.
You know triplet.
I'm not a triplet.
No.
Okay, Mom, do you know what we're watching today?
No. I have never seen it.
What have I told you about what we're watching today?
Well, that they're funny.
Yeah, that's true. Have I said anything else about them?
Oh, that they're popular on YouTube.
Yeah.
That's about it.
Okay, great.
It's watching.
That's right. That's right.
Like embedded like a Russian doll.
Yeah.
Right? Like those nesting doll things.
Exactly. That's such a great metaphor because it's exactly what it is.
I know. I'm the queen of metaphor.
You got me a Russian doll as I think
did.
my first gift
I'm not your first. But
was a
I did.
Russian doll. Could you imagine? Okay, today we want to thank Nitya Shri Miramuku for the suggestion. Thank you so much. We're going to give you a lot of sound effects here to thank you. Thank you for your comment, your suggestion. We're going to keep Sturniolo Saturdays rolling as long as we can. So here we go. Let's give this video a watch. It's about 22 minutes long. Do we need a snack? I've got coffee.
No, we don't need a snack.
We don't need a snack.
Let's get to it.
All right, here. Producer, all of a sudden. All right, during this ad for Adobe Photoshop, go ahead and like, comment, subscribe to my channel. We just crossed.
Subscribe.
Thank you. Right, Mom, you tell him.
Subscribe to his channel.
Yeah.
It makes a difference.
It really does. All right, here we go.
Here's something though.
Okay, wait.
Wait.
You guys, or do I look at that?
Whoever's talking.
Oh, she is adorable. Do I look at this or that?
You look at this.
That's exactly how I feel.
All right, that's Chris. We just saw him. That's Nick. And that's Matt.
Alright, so as you can see, or as you know, we have a mother. And she gave birth to us, so therefore, she's a mother of triplets. And a lot of people have questions for triplets. So that leads us to believe people have questions for the triplets' mother.
Absolutely.
Fair. So today we're going to be asking the mother of triplets, our mom, questions about being the mother of triplets.
Wow.
Fair? They're broken down well, I think.
I love
I think
it.
people looking
Let's
at it.
go. Yeah, I think it makes sense.
You don't
Good
get it?
explanation.
You're weird.
Okay, I have like.
Okay, so Mom, just quickly.
Yeah.
I'm just going to introduce them because they typically sit in the same chairs. So you can start to get to know them once you know which one is which.
Yeah, I'm like trying to figure that out.
Okay,
I don't
so-
know which one is which.
Of course you don't, because they all look the same.
Same.
All right, so on over here, driving side is Matt.
Okay.
In the back is Nick.
Okay.
And then over here is Chris. Now, they're all individuals, obviously, and they all have their own personalities. And
Right.
this mom is 3 for 3. They're all great. Okay, let's just give it a watch. We'll keep watching, but that's Chris,
questions
Nick,
at
and Matt.
once, but they're all like. It's gonna be more like a topic because
They go with each other.
They go with each other, but I'm gonna ask them all at the same time, and it can be more of like a conversation than an answer.
Okay. Why
So-
your hair in your face?
I do
love
it
to
all the
see your
time.
face.
All right, so
It's the
since
most motherly.
Hair in the
turning
face.
his name ideas, if you didn't name us,
It's
Matt,
falling.
Nick, and Chris, or like what would our names be, or like how did you choose our names? Like, did you know what our names were gonna be like as we were born? Like, oh, the first one will definitely be Nick. Or the third part of the question is, if we weren't like, if the three of us were all girls instead, what 3 girl names were you thinking of?
Okay, I only have one girl name, and that would be, for some reason, I like the name Madison.
That's gonna be Justin, right?
That was going to be Justin. Justin was a boy, so I held on to Madison.
Oh, they have an older
But I
brother.
knew I was going to have 3 boys. I found out really pretty early, so I didn't really have to think about girl names after
Okay,
that.
yeah. So you're
So
just like,
I went straight to the boy names. So all I knew was I always liked the name Nicholas for some reason.
why'd you spell it wrong?
That's Dad.
No H.
No H.
Throw
I
Dad
like
right
an
under the
H,
bus.
You want an H. I don't know. But it says it's an Italian way. Who knows?
Oh.
But And then we basically let Justin decide.
Wow.
And,
Justin and Chris. Wow.
and Dad and
So
Justin
original.
kind of just like bounced names around. It was like Matt.
When
How
they,
old
like,
is-
when
how
they
old is
came up with
Justin?
Matt, did they have to like go to you to be like did you have to like
Like, are you
finalize?
okay with Matt?
Oh yeah, it was like Matthew was nice. I call Matthew.
What were like 2 other names? that
Okay,
were-
I just have to pause. She's presh. I'm like this mother. I'm getting. You guys are so the same. You're like sweet, nurturing, and like smart and
Oh, yeah,
nice.
yeah.
No, yes. Mom,
She
this is great.
adorable.
I'm loving this so much right now. I literally feel like love butterflies are under my buttock, and
Well,
I'm.
it's so it's real all the time. Kids always want to know, how did you pick the name? Where did you get the name? What names were popular? What other names did you throw out? Everyone wants to know that.
Well, was I always going to be Benjamin?
Yes, you were always going to be Benjamin.
That's right.
It's like used that they thought of.
I think Dad and I thought about different names, but I don't want to mention some of them. But we remembered
Why?
people that we didn't
Were they
like
like
from
that?
like high school and stuff.
Right. You don't want to
Oh.
name
You know
people
what I
that.
mean?
Like you like their name, like nah. Like I used to have like he was my op. Like,
Yeah, Dad was like, "Oh no, that guy was a real jerk in high school.
Okay,
I
yeah.
don't want that name."
Yeah.
Wow.
So
Yeah.
That honestly really just like your life experiences lead to like what you could possibly name your kids.
Yes.
Like, our dream kid name at like my, Matt, and Chris's age could be something that like we really want to name our kids, and then like we might meet a person with that name and like just completely
Yeah.
just
Same.
Or what if they had like a serial killer? Like
yeah.
like if a serial killer's named like Jimmy, I bet the name.
Or like though when someone's like a Karen, like when
Comment.
someone's just like basically like a B word, like yeah, like if someone's like really rude, like at the store, like a Karen,
And
like,
you're like,
no
"Oh,
one's gonna
I'm
name
never
their
calling my daughter Karen."
yeah, no one's gonna name their kid Karen. Like,
Sorry,
now.
Karen.
Yeah, sorry, Karen, but no one's naming their kid Karen now.
Karen's
Nobody-
out.
nobody in
There's
this
not gonna be
generation's
any
gonna name it.
Karens.
Yeah, so it's kind of like names just like some fade.
Yeah.
Some-
So Dad and I liked every Matthew, Nicholas, and Christopher that we knew.
Oh.
And you asked me a second part of the question. Oh, and it had to go with the last name,
Yeah,
Sturniolo.
right.
yeah.
It's a tongue twister.
Which-
Oh, so wait, so if like
I have a long.
if Matt was born before me, would he have been Nick?
No, because once I found out where you guys all were in my belly, like baby.
Wait, you don't move around?
No, you guys were pretty stuck in there.
that
What do you think, Chris? It's an aquarium. You get to like swim around and get into.
In the early part, you do.
There's 3 human beings inside of one
Uterus.
uterus. That's what it's called. Thanks, Mom.
You're
That's an
welcome.
alley oop right there. Yeah, it's not an aquarium, Chris. All right.
Wasn't moving around.
that blows my mind.
I kind of knew where
That was a
baby A
mushroom,
was,
wanna know
baby B,
Shut up.
baby C.
He's making fun of
Mom,
me.
is it true that Nick was bigger than me and Matt when he came out because he took up more space? Like he like ate like more than us?
You can be truthful.
I believe Nick has always been the controller of the group.
Oh, what's up,
So you
controller?
can stay on that side.
Sounds like a bad action movie.
Yeah.
That's Nick's in the middle, right?
Yeah, Nick's in the middle, yeah.
So when you came out, I said, please tell me what baby you're taking out.
Oh, it's like when you got an ultrasound. So technically, when you got an ultrasound, they're like, oh, this is baby A, B, and C. Technically, like you had us named like from the ultrasound, like A, B, and C.
Yeah.
This is where they are. And then
Wow.
So
Damn.
technically, if we were A, B, and C on the ultrasound, we could have been born like C, B, A, like out of that order.
Yes.
Well, no, because the
Oh.
doctor told me which babies. Keep in mind, I got a C-section,
Yeah.
so
The baby.
he was able to go in and pick them up.
Oh, so he was like. Oh, so
Even
he,
though
wait,
A-
he picked which one was first
He
born,
went in
basically.
order, A, B, C. He like.
Yeah, but if
So
you like,
basically, so technically, I was the oldest.
Oh,
since
listen
they
to
looked
that.
at the ultrasound, and were like, A.
Dominating. Wow.
No, they all
it's the
get-
position the way it's in your body.
Oh, so you were
I
like
don't
up
think
top. You were
yeah, I
close.
don't
Yeah,
think
so I was just close enough to the exit.
basically, and he was like, that one's A, this one's B, and this one's C. And
I never had any idea it was like we weren't gonna change spots.
no, so as soon as he handed me baby A, he was like,
Oh, you touched like
this is baby A. I'm like, hi, Nicholas. Hi, Nick. Baby B.
Hi.
C.
Oh.
That's Chris. Yeah.
That's crazy. Oh, see, Chris.
So pretty much the names were just.
All right, Nick, let me ask you the next
they
question.
Fit.
Okay,
they
hold
fit.
on. So wait, any?
I got
So
it.
Nick is like
I know what
the
you Which one
editor
of the triplets get
of their
in trouble
videos,
the
Yeah.
most?
and he kind of leads the charge.
Okay.
Well, like, that was like. I
Do
feel like this
you
is-
mean Well, none of you have really ever gotten in trouble.
Say like in school.
I'm
Like in
thinking
school
more
with
of
the law or anything like
I'm
that.
thinking more of like in the past. Like right now, like we're past the stage where it's like, oh, I'm gonna take your phone away. But like back then, who caused more of like
That's the new
most
grounding.
trouble?
Is I'll take your phone away.
So I'm talking like when we were like 8 and like we were just like misbehaved. Like who was like the who started the issues?
I might have to say Chris.
I knew that was coming.
Yeah, I might have to say Chris just kind of pushed it a little bit.
I was pushing the buttons.
You were pushing it a little
Way
bit.
to push it, Chris.
But in general, it was all of you at once. Because
Yeah, we worked as a team.
you work as a team. There wasn't ever a time that, like, one of you decided to go, you know, postal and then the other two were like, oh, I think we'll stay really calm. Like, if one of you went up crazy, the other two went crazy.
It's funny to hear them all giggle at the same time because they have
Right.
like the same giggle. So you got like
Right, it's like a stereo.
What do you think of them so far, or her? They're on like kind of like, to be honest, they're kind of on their best behavior because she's there.
Right.
They're usually maniacs.
Yeah. They really are on their best behavior.
Yeah, kind of like.
Yeah. And they love their mom.
Oh
They
yeah.
love their mom.
They love her. Yeah.
Yeah, they're good.
I'm glad we all have so much in common.
Oh my goodness.
I'm freaking out.
I do have to say, though, it did seem like there were days where things were peaceful.
And then Chris
But
just
then
drunk
one of you would do something.
And then I wreaked havoc among the home.
Like, there was never a day that one of you would do something.
Yeah, this poor
It
woman.
kept me
Wait, I'm the next question.
I
Poor
was going to
woman.
say,
How do you know
I
who's who?
really loved, you know, at first when I started watching this, I thought, oh, this makes me wish I had had a multiple birth. Now I'm going, no.
Like
So glad I
one-
didn't have a multiple birth.
one more minute later, no, you do not. All right. Well, this new question is, how did you knew who is who? Well, you knew because there was just one of.
Oh yeah, that was right.
There wasn't a second one in there, right?
No,
that we
no,
don't
no.
we haven't talked about or
Never.
anything. Okay, just wanted to cover that.
Off rip.
How do I know who was who, when, what?
When
It's like,
just
how do you know? It's kind of a broad question, but I'm thinking like, I think they mean when we like looked a lot alike.
Like right now, how do you know which one's which?
What'd she say?
What?
I had no idea. So I constantly got confused. But
Really?
Nick had dark hair when he was born, keep in mind. So I knew.
Oh yeah, 'cause me and Matt were like blonde. But Nick was blonde.
Another question I'm gonna ask that goes with it, so that like you can answer them at the same time again, is like, how'd you know who's who when we were little? And then another part, someone asked like what age were we when you were like, okay, I'm never getting it wrong again, like Nick, Matt, and Chris.
17 and a half.
No way.
No,
17
well,
and a half.
like a year.
It's like, I
No,
think
well,
probably what they're at
now-
right now, right
Not
there.
even half. Oh
Now
yeah,
I
yeah.
get Nick and Matt confused.
Yeah, but you
They're
just do that when
starting
you
to look
think
alike.
fast. You know Nick's
Yeah, but
name.
you also call like Justin, Trevor, and like Dad,
Right.
like.
When you guys were babies and you were like little teeny babies and you're all like in your little bassinets. I mean, Chris has a
So
little
adorable.
like a mark in the back, so sometimes I would flip him over to make sure it was him, and then we polished his toenail. Remember that?
Yeah.
So that I wouldn't have to keep flipping.
What color?
over.
What color?
We did red. We did pink.
Red.
Remember
on
that.
the toenail. Then I put names at the back of the bassinets so I would know who was who. And then I kind of, I don't know, I guess I just...
I have a question I've been dying to find the answer to. Say one day like grandma came over, right? And you give her like Matt and Nick.
Yeah,
Right.
And then
I'm
one day
embarrassed with these
she's
things.
holding Nick in this arm, Matt in this arm, and then she like scratches her legs and then like switches the babies.
But I would always know you because you have a mark on your
Yeah,
back.
but what if like Matt's actually Nick, but like you just
Yeah,
call
like
him
what
Matt
are the
if they
odds
switch?
one day like I was in like a labeled crib as Nick, Matt was in a labeled
No,
crib as
because
Matt,
you
and they, like,
always
just
look
jumped
different.
over.
You weighed the most and you had the darkest hair.
So there you go.
These two, there could have been a possibility, but he had a mark on his back. So,
So,
Oh,
see,
Mark
distinguishing
gave it away.
factors.
Nice. That's
Always
Like, I'm-
distinguishing factors. Each kid always has distinguishing factors, no matter if they're multiples or not.
Yeah.
It's just like so many different people in the world. are different from each other.
Right.
So
right.
it's always like that.
Yeah, I haven't had kids
Yet?
myself. You know,
Right.
I guess this is you're a credible source
I
here.
can't wait until she starts talking about how their personalities were different.
Oh, okay, let's go. Let's
I mean,
watch.
Kristen's
I want more coffee though. I don't need it, but I want it.
You are
Since the
Chris.
jump.
Chris is Chris and Chris.
Okay.
All right. Well, that's
Yeah.
a good. That's
and
a good.
I think Nick has always been Nick because Nick had the darkest hair. Nick was the biggest. There was no messing around.
Yeah,
No
like
messing
5
around
pounds.
with Nick.
No messing around with
Like
Nick.
that was like 2.5 or something.
Yeah.
There's still no messing around with Nick.
Have you ever
It's a light
lost
baby.
them as children? Like, we're
Okay.
I didn't get
Economics
that last
saving.
question.
It's an advertisement here. Right now, please like, comment, and subscribe. This is a good opportunity to do it. Mom, give him the old double stamp.
Okay, subscribe.
That's right.
I still don't know what the last question was.
Mom, it's an ad. Don't worry, we're gonna come
I'm
back.
not worried about the ad.
You seem
I
worried.
want you to all go back and figure
It's
out the question.
just let the ads. It's a cabbage
for
funding
God's
ad.
sake.
I didn't do it. Watch. Here
Look
we
at
go.
she's cracking her up. I want to know the last question.
Okay. We can
Well,
go.
there was
Okay.
no messing around.
yeah, I was like 5
Okay.
pounds when I was born. Like 4.
Yeah, but like Matt was like 2.5 or something.
Yeah.
Right?
Right, so I said, have you ever
It's a light
lost
baby.
them as children? Like, were we ever just like abandoned somewhere by accident?
Oh my goodness.
Oh my
Do you
gosh.
guys ever remember being lost?
I remember
In
once. No, it
stores?
wasn't your fault. You gave Justin permission to watch over me for like 2 minutes, and he decided to run
Oh, there you
away.
go.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like really little in Target, and they had to like call him.
Stores,
Do you remember
yeah.
that? The intercom.
Yes,
I couldn't imagine
do
bringing,
remember
like-
you guys getting lost,
God.
like in the stores under the clothes, like for a second, and I'd be like, "Oh my God, where are you?"
And
And
we
then
just pop
you'd be
out.
there. But no, I kept really close tabs on you.
Yeah,
I've
none of us were like
never
ever like
lost you.
abandoned for more than like 10 minutes.
No.
Yeah, because I remember one time when I was little, I vividly remember like being between like clothes in the women's
Oh yeah,
section.
I used to like hide
Yeah,
and
you
like try to
guys used to
scare
go
you.
underneath the women's clothes.
Yeah, that is
All right, hold on. I have a couple things I want to say. First of all, the best game of hide and seek, Mom, that I don't know if you've ever known this, but in high school or junior high, I'd take my friends to like TJ Maxx and Marshalls and stuff.
Yeah.
And I played this game of hide and seek with them, and I started like as we were playing, putting on the clothing from the store and getting a cart and like looking like I was somebody shopping, but I was wearing the clothes from the store. Like I was really good at hide and seek. I just wanted to share.
Do you want to know a really great story about you and clothes and women's
Yeah.
clothes?
Women's clothes, yeah.
and me, and involve me.
Okay.
This was in a tough period in my life with your dad, and it was my birthday, and you were 5, and Dad took you to go clothes shopping with me.
Okay.
And because you're the second born, right? You are always getting Jeremy's hand-down clothes,
That's
right?
right. That's right.
So, you see this bright sapphire, sparkly dress,
Yes.
very tight, sparkly dress.
Ooh, blue
And-
sapphire?
And you said, "Oh, this is so beautiful. This is for Mom. This is for Mom." And your dad knew that I was not going to fit in that dress because I had gained some weight.
Oh.
And he tried to dissuade you from it, and he said, "Ben, this isn't going to fit Mom." And you looked up at him and said, "But she'll grow into it." So when he gave me the present for my birthday, he took me aside and said, "I know this isn't going to fit, but go along with it and we'll take it back." I said, "Okay, fine."
Oh my gosh.
And it was so sweet.
But she'll grow into it.
She'll grow into it.
So hopeful.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it. Oh my gosh. Okay, we'll keep
I
going.
remember doing that like a
Yeah,
lot.
me too.
So do I. Did you ever notice people double taking when they saw the triplets in public?
Always.
So like we'd be like,
They still do.
yeah,
that's
like
true.
example. What are you thinking? Like when you're little, like,
Everywhere we've gone, even when we didn't have a triplet stroller,
Oh my god, you had a
we
triplet.
did, which was pretty long, and we kind of looked
Nice. It's like a
great.
limousine.
That's something like out of Dr. Seuss, I feel like the triple like thing. That's what
People have always, like in stores and stuff, everywhere we go, they'd look and they'd go, are you guys the same age, or are you twins? No, we're triplets. Oh, and people have always done
Yeah.
double takes.
yeah.
That's so fun.
Because I remember when me, Matt, and Chris worked at Star Market, like they put us on register like literally 4, 5, 6. and the person was at like Chris's register, and like, oh, we need to do one more thing, and then like cut the line to me and be like, oh, here. And I'm like, whoa, like you totally interrupted everything. Like, I don't know who you are, what you're buying. And Chris is like, oh no, you're supposed to be over here.
They
or,
worked
like,
at the same
someone will
store?
check out at like the farthest one, and as they're walking
That's
down, just be
hysterical.
like, oh my god, like be so mind blown that they just walked by, like.
Exactly.
But I feel like up until like earlier on this year, or even like fully a year ago, we all looked even more alike. And I feel like this was the first year where it's like we have
A lot of people
seriously,
say
like,
that. A lot of people say, I can finally tell you boys apart.
Yeah. Like as of like this year.
This year. I think your hair's different.
I feel like if we really wanted to, we could all look the exact same
you
again.
could totally look alike. in
For
Triple
sure.
Run.
Yeah.
I also remember when you guys were playing hockey and there was like 3 Sturnioloos on the ice.
Oh,
People on the other team would be like, hey, how come that kid gets to play the whole game? But it wasn't one kid. It was like
Oh, that would
3
really
people.
mess with their minds, wouldn't
So
it?
I'd be like, it's a different kid.
That
different
must have been
kid.
so confusing for like the refs. Like if like I actually vividly remember getting a penalty called on
'Cause
me
of Matt.
Because of Matt.
Oh my god,
They
you
put me in the penalty box, and
Sent
like
me that.
one time I got like fully ejected from a game because they thought it was Matt. I remember.
Not my fault.
I remember times they put like the coach would come and remember like the score sheet, like what happened. They're like, oh, you got an assist today, Nick? I'd be like, no, like I didn't do anything.
There was definitely some confusion in hockey.
Yeah, because I mean,
Sure.
you have like all the gear on, like our friend Nathan too. We look a lot like Nathan, sort of. So it's like when we started playing with like other kids that are the same stature as us,
Yeah.
then we were screwed.
When
It
it's
was
like
already
same
3,
height,
and then it
same
was like
hair,
Nathan,
yeah.
and then like 2
Well,
other kids that
even-
like the same size as us, like 7 kids on the ice that look the same.
When you guys were blonde, when you were little, I remember once going out with some of your friends, even like blonde girls and stuff,
Mhm.
and people would be like, are those all your kids? And I'd be like, yeah, I have quadruplets. You know, I would trick people.
Oh my god, Matt does
If
that
you
to this
were really
day.
blonde.
When me and Matt
Yeah.
like go out together, like just me and him, I remember vividly this lady was like, oh, are you guys twins? Matt goes, not triplets. She's like, oh, who's the third one? Because they always ask where the third one is.
Right.
And Matt goes, oh, he's dead. And we just kept
Oh
walking.
my gosh.
That's not.
I told
She doesn't
her
like
so
that.
Funny.
That's right.
She doesn't like that.
But I also, even like people that don't, even like
told her it
kids
was a
that
joke.
didn't look like me, Matt, or Chris, our friend Chloe looks just like you.
Right.
So even though it was like Chloe
So
never
could be
looked
my
like us,
daughter.
people could be like, oh, are these all your kids? And it would still pass, because even though us and Chloe look nothing alike, you and Chloe look a lot alike. So it was like,
Right.
regardless, people always thought that like, no matter what children you were watching, they were all yours.
Plus, when you guys were really little, and Justin would like go out with us and hang out, you know, before he was too cool for us. People were
He was
like,
too
wow, this
cool
lady's
for
got
us.
a lot of kids with
Nope,
her.
I didn't go
Yeah.
through a too
You
cool
guys
phase.
just-
Oh,
Especially
right.
like if we brought a friend somewhere and then like Justin brought a
Yeah.
friend, it was like
a party.
immediately 7 kids. Like immediately.
Yeah, true.
All
Which one of us do make you laugh the most?
There's not one particular one.
See,
We
that's
have
your
different
mother
days.
cannot answer that.
Lies.
There are days that each of you make me laugh the most.
That's
and there are
right.
days that each of you make me cry the most.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
It depends on your mood. I mean, sometimes Matt will say something really funny. Sometimes Chris will say something funny, and sometimes Nick will
Not
say
really
something.
though. Alright, but like,
Yeah, I would agree with that. And this is a good because like Matt
Yes.
is like he's quieter,
Right.
but then when he has something he says, he's slam dunk.
It's hysterical.
It's great. It's a Donkey Kong double smash.
Donkey
And then
Kong.
Nick in the back is firing. He's firing on all cylinders. He's going. So he's shooting a lot more baskets and he's making a lot of them, most of them. But you know, and then Chris will come with like we're all like going here. Chris comes in like from this other direction and says something like philosophically deep and funny and it illuminates some other perspective. So I can definitely see how she would say that.
Because Chris seems to me like he's a wingman. Like he makes things happen on the side.
Yeah, he's a support.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very supportive. Yeah. Definitely. All right, we'll keep this cruising. We're now towards the back half of this.
Yeah,
Not
let's
really. You
change
have to
the
get
question.
really-
We can even change the
Oh,
question.
Questions are hard because you guys are a lot. You do a lot of the same
Who
thing.
makes you laugh the least then?
What?
That's worse.
No.
That's worse.
Come on.
Who makes me laugh the least?
I think miserable Matt makes you laugh the most.
Yeah.
Miserable
Oh, man.
Matt.
Matt hasn't been making me me laugh lately.
Damn.
Yeah.
So seriously.
Nick's a funny guy.
Real serious.
I laugh.
Makes me
I
laugh.
laugh at Nick like every day.
Nick makes me laugh.
I pride myself in thinking I'm the funniest, so it's like.
Yeah, Nick makes me laugh.
That's true.
Yeah.
Where's the
Nick
rating that answer is coming out to me?
Yeah, I'll go with Nick.
Oh, he takes such pleasure in that. All right.
See, I shouldn't laugh.
Dude, I can make Mom laugh like.
I
Dude, you'd be perfect in a comedian show, Mom. Cause like.
In a
the
comedian
no,
show.
no. Some comedy I don't like.
Yeah, some
I
of
don't
it,
like
but like.
offensive
The
comedy.
majority of comedy, I could make you laugh. Like.
No, you guys make me laugh. Not all comedians make me
Anyone
laugh.
tripping could make you laugh. You love America's Funniest Home.
Oh my God, I tripped
The
so
one that
hard
makes me
yesterday. It was so
laugh.
embarrassing.
It's terrible.
You
I
laugh
like pee
every
my
time.
pants.
Oh
I
my
laugh so
God.
hard. That's a terrible thing. People are falling and I laugh. I don't know why. I think it's nerve.
People are
It's
falling.
Nervous laughter. They call that nervous laughter. Because you're like,
What are
oh,
they?
are you? Oh, wow! You just fell down. You look really foolish.
Alright, there's like 2 more questions,
Oh,
but we
that's
can like
all.
come
Give
up.
me more.
We can come up with more. Nick, give it to me.
Okay, come on, let's
Nicest
go.
thing that your kids did for you.
Oh.
There,
Oh.
You know what?
You can include Justin, but like it's a triplet-based video. But
I have to say, remember I said this to you guys the other night that you've always been pretty thoughtful. Remember when we were leaving the Brown School?
I knew you were gonna say that.
I was gonna say that. I knew that. I wish we like record our predictions. Cause
Yeah.
Grade, and you took it on yourselves to kind of ask all these other parents and all the kids in the class to create like a thank you gift for me, and you wrote something.
Look at us.
And then at the end, at your moving on ceremony, you kind of like surprised me.
Yep.
That was
It was raining that day.
We didn't give context that our mom worked at the school that we went to for like 6 years,
Well,
so it wasn't
I
like.
volunteered. That was the.
She
I
like
think-
basically worked, volunteered, but like
Yeah,
worked
she
harder
worked.
than half the people who actually
Right.
like
Exactly,
worked at the
right.
school. But she like you were there for the entire time we were at the school, so it wasn't like a random like, oh, let's get these triplets moms a gift for like the moving on ceremony. It was,
All
like,
of our friends.
everyone who went to the school, even people who weren't like our friend, knew of our mom because she worked at the school. Which is part of the reason we were so cool, because our mom was constantly there. So it was like, I remember leaving my class, like, I remember friends in like 3rd block would be like, oh, do you want to like hang out today after school? And then they'd be like, oh, we'll figure out with our parents after school. I'd be like, I'll go to like the library and ask my mom right now. Like you were just always
Yeah,
at
you were
this.
always at something.
So I was like, oh, I just got
Yeah, that was a really fun time. I really enjoyed being involved in school and supporting you guys that way, and also getting to be with all your other friends. And I always thought I was like the kind of mom that kids could all come to. So I really felt the whole community pitched in and acknowledged me, and that was real. But you guys initiated that,
Yeah.
which for 6th
Yeah.
grade,
I think I came up
pretty
with that
good.
idea, believe it or not.
Chris definitely came
What-
up with that
dude,
idea. We basically did
Isn't
like
that
Easter
great?
basket, but like not.
No, I knew there's some flip flops in there for sure. I knew
Yeah.
There was like a notebook.
A notebook and then
some like hand.
definitely made a photo album.
Oh,
with
yeah.
everybody.
100% they were raising
A bunch of people. Like,
Raisinets, 100%.
Oh.
Raisinets.
Raisins.
Mom
Yeah.
went berserk for Raisinets.
You're putting me on the spot because there's been so many other things. My recent
just too many.
birthday
Too many. You
present,
just can't name them
when
all.
you brought me bubbles. 'cause
Oh,
I
that's on
love
TikTok.
Bubbles.
I love bubbles
I
too.
love bubbles, and you got me bubbles.
All right, I think bubbles are the most magical thing on the planet. If you think about it, they're like perfect orbs that exist for a little time. They magical, they float by, and then they pop somewhere. They're amazing. Mom, what was I needed to get that out about bubbles. Nobody knows how I feel about bubbles, and this was just a perfect opportunity to share it. Mom, what was the nicest thing I've ever done for you?
Oh gosh, I can't. You are putting me on the spot. Let's see, the nicest thing. Well, I don't know. I can't think of one.
Yeah. All right. Well, if it comes to you, that's okay, because it's not like I haven't ever done anything nice for you. It's just you can't think of one right now. If it comes to you before the end of the video,
All
be
right.
like, "Oh, it came to me, and I
All
know what
right.
it is." But you
Okay.
don't try too hard. If you don't know, it's fine.
Raisinets, because you know I like my Raisinets with my popcorn.
I'm trying to think of
So you know I like Triton journals, so you've got.
Oh,
me
I
journals,
know
so you've
one.
been-
Here it
I know
is.
one.
All right.
One holiday time when you bought me what are those shoes I like? The flat the flats.
Yes.
Like
Ballet slippers.
ballet slipper shoes, and
Yeah.
you bought me 2 pair, a turquoise pair
Uh-huh.
and kind of a bronze pair.
Yeah.
And I, number one, love those shoes, but I thought that was so thoughtful and perceptive that you went out of your way to get that kind of shoe for me because I like it so much.
Oh. So sweet.
Yeah.
That was kind of recent. That was like in the last 7 years, I feel like.
Yeah, I think it was.
All right.
Yeah.
I love that.
I think you have, honestly, like, I was gonna get you a journal for Christmas this year, but I
We're
was
not
like,
like that. We have like.
I was like, I think
Why don't you
Mom-
show me a fully written journal? I'll get you.
Oh, I got plenty.
Look at Chris.
Oh,
Once you
I
show
The
me.
problem is you
a
can't
full-
read them because they're all in cursive.
I
Oh,
think,
yeah,
I
that
You're
think
gonna have to get a
Oh, you
translator.
can't
you're always,
read.
like,
They
you
can't
always
read
enough
cursive.
paper to write, like, rewrite the Bible 700 times.
I like
easy.
to write these journals
Mom can
because
make,
they're
like, 7
journals to
dictionaries.
basically you guys when you get older, and I want
you
you to
can't
read
read them
them.
because they're in
You're
cursive.
gonna have to get someone who can read cursive. There are many other things, and if you ever bring me back for a second time, I'm sure I can come up with them. But you guys are very thoughtful. Cards, a lot of thoughtful cards you've given me.
I love cards.
Love cards.
You're good
You do.
boys.
That's
You're good
another thing.
kids.
When you write me a card or a note, I really love that. I've saved not every one of them, but the ones that were especially meaningful for me. They're in I have them right in a file right behind my desk.
I've loved how recently, when I write you cards, because now when I write you cards, I mostly write just poetry
Right.
in the moment.
I love that.
Because like it's just how I'm feeling, and so I'm like, and that to me is really special because like art is like coming out of me always,
Yeah.
and so I'm like to try to capture moments.
Yeah.
And so what I love though is like you'll write me those back to me,
Yeah.
and it's amazing because you'll like send me an email with what I wrote you, and then I read it and I'm like, I wrote that. Like,
Yes, you
what
did.
the heck?
I
and
love
then
that.
and then I go back and I write it down because I'm like, that was
I love that. Speaking of that poem on cheese, I still don't have it, and I've asked you for it for a long time.
the poem on cheese.
The poem on cheese.
The poem on cheese. I wrote a poem on cheese. We're gonna stay to the end of the video for the poem on cheese. I'll go find it. I'll read the poem to
I
you.
love the poem on cheese.
All right, we're almost done with
Don't
this.
mind saying I'm your mom and
No
hanging
way.
out with
Come
me.
on, Mom.
Last question, most difficult question you have to answer.
Oh.
It's gonna be like, who's your favorite?
Yeah, who's your
Don't ask me who your favorite is. No, that's,
Yeah,
Who's your favorite?
yeah,
You know,
I
it's
second
really
that.
funny because when I told a couple people I was doing this, they're like, you know, they're gonna ask who's your favorite.
And
Yeah.
You were like, I'm gonna say Nick, but like,
Okay.
you're like, I'm thinking Nick, but
I
the
love-
odds of me saying that out loud are just slim.
No, I love all 4 of my boys.
Okay, okay.
Nick.
Love.
She's gonna, you know what she should do? She should say, I love Justin the most. That would really slay them. You know,
would
you
really
know,
slay them.
You're doing this whole video. Well, sorry, love Justin the most.
Justin's the one. Yeah, and that's the thing because I get that question a lot from a lot of the people commenting on these videos. But here's the thing: love doesn't know good or bad. Love is love, and it to say there's favorites, you can't compare it, right?
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
Who would you get along with the most from when we were ages 8 to 12?
I believe that's
Don't lie!
I believe she had to get along with Nick because Nick
Yeah, that was
separated
kinda
himself
forced.
from his brothers.
That was forced by you.
Just
not
like-
gonna lie.
Nick and I were definitely the closest growing up, but if I have to pick,
That's the best answer's gonna get.
if I have to pick my favorite son, it is my
The
dog,
dog.
Trevor.
That dog did
She
it.
did it.
I knew she would do it.
But they kind of were like, oh, she's gonna go to Trevor.
Jumps up and down.
I gotta get rid of him. He's my only competition.
Gives me a big hug. So I don't have a favorite. I love you all the same.
No, you don't.
Who's your
She
favorite
does.
mother?
That's always a lie as well. Parents say that. They say, "Oh, I love you all the same." No, you don't. You love them really differently because they're different people.
Oh, so you're
And-
not saying she's wrong that she loves one more. She just
No.
loves them different.
Yeah.
Or not that. She's just, I love them all the same is not the right verbiage for what she's
Well,
gonna.
it doesn't happen in quantity. It happens in total experience. You can't say that it's like more or less. It's like around an experiencer. Love just happens, and no, it doesn't happen. You choose to actually participate with something about another person and you just love them. So, no.
Okay.
It's not more or less, but it is different.
I like that. And just like that, you know, we need controversy in every episode. So there is a little bit, this is the little controversy sizzle moment of the episode. We're going to finish their video out. Then we'll talk about it for a little bit, and then we'll get...
on part 2, and I'll put the link to the gift of us giving my mom bubbles down below. So when you heard that, I'll show you the video to that.
You know
down
what?
there, and follow
You know
our
what?
Instagram and stuff.
What?
It's like you want your kids to experience that they were loved similarly.
Yeah.
I mean, you want them to not feel like one's a favorite. But I'm always aware of if I'm always aware
If you're
of,
like loving one more with things and stuff.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Okay. We're going to finish this video out, and then we're going to turn this quickly off because we're losing out of space.
Okay.
I was about to say, Mom,
I was gonna say follow
I
my
can
mom's
hardly
Instagram,
use
but
my phone. I don't.
alright, she doesn't want to.
All right, if you want part 2, comment it.
I'm
and
old-fashioned.
We want a
do
part
it.
2.
We'll bring Mary Lou back.
Mary
Hey,
Lou.
Bring me back.
Of course.
All right.
Good night.
Good night.
Boys, love you.
Good morning.
I gotta drive you home still. Don't say bye yet.
Okay, so we're gonna like that. We've already subscribed and we've already hit notifications on. Good. Let's get it out of here and let's have a little chit chat. We know this has been a 37-minute video, so we're gonna keep this brief.
Okay.
Mom, what are your thoughts and feelings about the Sturniolo triplets?
I think they're pretty fun. I can see why people like them and why they want to come and watch them. And I can also see why they want to hear other comments on top of those from you.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah.
I don't know if the Sturniolo triplets actually want to hear anything that's coming from me.
Oh,
Which
they
is fine.
don't want to hear you.
No, they don't. I don't think so. But the people that love them love
Yeah.
hearing more about them, and I think that
Yeah.
this was so cool to get like I was having so much fun with you getting to like hear your reactions and feel like just the energy between us, and like this is really special for me because you know I've been working hard on I guess this YouTube channel thing, and you've been very supportive of it, and you've been helping me out, and so thank you so much for coming here.
You're welcome.
And
Mwah, love you.
love you so much. I'm so happy that she's here. Thank you all for coming to this episode and hanging out today. I've got some new stand-up clips on my channel that you should check out, as well as the thing on cheese, right? Welcome to my channel. Subscribe. I'm still here. I'm not going anywhere. I'm just going to sit right here and ask you to subscribe. I'll wait until you do it. So go ahead and do it. Go ahead and do it. I'm falling out of love with cheese. Cheddar or Swiss or provolone too, I'm falling out of love with cheese. Once a stretchy, gooey joy I would always enjoy. It was pulled out of my lunch bag every lunch as a boy. But I'm falling out of love with cheese. Whether it's brie for my cracker or mozzarella for a stringy snacker, I would say pretty please when I would ask for a grilled cheese and shiver with bliss for a sliver of Swiss. But I'm falling out of love with cheese. I don't much care for where I go or where I comest, because now I'm in love with hummus.
I
That was,
still think that's funny.
she loves it. I wrote that in 2008 in October. I love cheese.
I'm still in love with cheese too.
I